Hello, my name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing good. First of all, I'm offering the 25% off Thunder Astrology readings for the month of December. So I'll leave a link on the bottom if you're interested in getting a reading. It has to do with Vedic astrology, spiritual growth, that type of stuff. Today I wanted to talk about yoga and how I first got into it. And yoga comes from India. It's been a practice that's been going on for I think thousands of years, and they're very good at consciousness expansion through the physical movements. It's a very good way to become aware of the body, awaken yourself mentally too, which takes you to that spiritual level and gets you in touch with your emotions, maturing. For me, I first got into yoga around 1995, and the reason I got attracted to it was because I started, let's say, not finding too much pleasure in other ways of going into altered states of consciousness, meaning alcohol, drugs, psychedelics. I was into that type of stuff, especially in the early 90s. And what I started experiencing with that stuff is that how it exhausts you. It really burns your energy out. Whenever you're doing any type of a substance, you're forcing the body to burn lots of energy at a time, which is not the normal rate of the human body, and that's what gets you high. You start bringing out these the DMT in the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, the dopamine in the body, all these feel-good chemicals, but they're coming out in an unnatural, like you just broke a dam and they're flooding out of you. That's why you feel so good. But when you come down, that's when you get really burned out, and you either have to wait out that burnout, let your body start to recover itself, or what people mostly do is they start doing more drinking, more or doing more drugs the next day, the following day. This even goes with caffeine too. All these things force the body to burn energy in a quicker way, and by doing that, when you come down from them, then you're completely drained of dopamine and DMT, because these substances that came into your body are forcing these chemicals to come out of you. Then the body just shuts down. It's like, okay, we've got enough DMT released now. We've released so much. We got to stop the flow. This is how people get totally unemotional. I mean, especially with things like crystal meth, cocaine. These things really kill people's emotions. They kind of make them like zombies. They have no feelings. And so this is what really got me to turn to an alternative as far as getting into altered states of consciousness. And because I really enjoyed those drinking, getting high, power plants, I really enjoyed that stuff back then. And so, but I started getting really burned out from them. And really it starts messing with your mind too, your memory. I know with psychedelics too, sometimes you have a hard time forming sentences when you're coming off of it. It's just so powerful. But so I started looking to an alternative for that, and I was at the time I was also into the music of the 90s, the early 90s, whatever rock, some of that grunge stuff I was into, not all of it. I was into that and the hip hop music, punk rock music. But I was also into the music of the 70s and the 60s, the rock music of the 60s and the funk music of the 60s, 70s, mostly the 70s, and interested in the culture of the 60s. And part of that culture was all the drug usage, but there was also another side of that is doing different things that other ancient religions have done, things like yoga, qigong, meditation, ritual, shamanism, all these different types of things. So the first thing that I went to was yoga. I can't remember what really attracted me to it at the time, but back then this was around 95, like I was saying. There was barely, I think there was internet, but not really on a mass usage with the public. So I was mostly going, I don't know where I found this mail order business, some type of a new age kind of a bookstore or something. Put myself on a mailing list, and they sent me catalogs of different types of spiritual practices. So the first thing I saw was a book on yoga, and I went ahead and bought that, and I got it right here. Let's get see this. That is I can't read it backwards, but it is Swami Janakananda. So he's a yogi teacher, and it goes into the history of yoga. And it's a good book. It has a lot of beginners practices, beginners courses, routines. There's about 3 or 4 beginners ones, and there's also these breathing exercises that he teaches you, and meditation. But then he goes into once you get past that stuff, you go into some intermediate type of exercises, yoga, and then there's the advanced stuff. So I've been doing it since '95. So I've been doing more of the advanced stuff lately. But as time started, I remember the first time I did it, I remember it just really opened up a really great awareness in my body, awareness of my body, and how my body really felt as far as the foods that I ate, and as far as the first time I drank a Coke after I had done yoga, I really felt that rush of caffeine really intense through the body. I was like, whoa. Never used to feel that way before. And then eating fried foods, sweets, that type of stuff, I started feeling how it really affected my body. You could feel like in the stomach, just some kind of a twisty-turny type of a thing where digestion is a little more difficult. And you feel that rush of energy too with sugar. The fried foods also, they burn a lot of energy. They force you to burn a lot of energy, which burns you out. Everybody's heard about the sugar crash. You get really burned out. So, but I still kept on eating, but I calmed down a lot on junk food. Started eating more healthy, started drinking more water. But this is a really good thing to open up your awareness to begin with when you're starting on any type of a spiritual path, starting to better yourself, starting to grow, knowing your physical, conscious place in this society. It's a really good way to strengthen yourself, to gain stamina, and to be able to stay focused in your life. So I would really recommend it as a starting tool. It really opens up your ability to bring in life force energy into the body. Keeps your body flexible. Now that I'm in my 40s now, I'm 47. When I compare myself to the other people that I used to work with, especially at this last job that I was at, doing manual labor, working in a warehouse, man, even people in their 30s, they'd be burnt out with energy by middle day. And they had different habits than mine. They were eating a lot of junk food, constantly drinking coffee and energy drinks. So I wasn't into doing that stuff. I was more into just eating healthy food, and I had so much energy to do the job. I could get it done, stay focused, get it done. And you see the aging process with people my age just look way older than me. And I always hear them talking about I have to drink coffee in the morning or else I get a headache. They have these addictions to these substances, so they're constantly recovering from the crash of caffeine or what have you by just doing more of it. And that just forces your body to burn energy at this unnatural rate, which is what makes you age more. So it's a really good way to energize yourself and be more interested into a healthier lifestyle as far as your intake of food and how you perceive the world and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I recommend yoga for anybody beginning on the spiritual path. That's all I wanted to say today. So anybody interested in those Thunder Astrology readings, I'm offering them for December, 25% off. So I'll leave the link down below. All right, talk to you guys later. Peace.